Cheers, VC. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Tony here. We're in Studio E where we have Elvis. Elvis is not saying much today because he's being good. But thanks for stopping by. Hope everyone's doing well. It's a great day. It's almost the end of summer. We have a few more days left. I think today is either the 18th or the 19th. So we're getting close to September 22nd, which is officially fall, right? But this video is about Willie Nelson. Cheers, Willie. This isn't whiskey from Texas. This is whiskey from Tennessee. But cheers, Willie. And what this is a little bit of Jack Daniels, Frank Sinatra's drink, with some apple cider, fresh from a local apple cider guy up here. Really good. Cheers. But Willie's 92 years old. Got to see him the other day at the Outlaw Music Fest at PNC in New Jersey. Also on the bill was the great Sheryl Crow, who put on a great show. She was really rocking. My kids initially didn't want to go see Sheryl Crow. I said, no, let's go see Sheryl Crow. But they were interested in Dylan and Willie. And we saw Bob Dylan and we saw Willie Nelson. And last year I went to the 9th Outlaw. You can see it's the 10th Outlaw Music Fest. This is a shirt that I picked up to commemorate this trip. So it was my first time seeing Willie because last year Willie was on the bill, same bill, but we had Alison Krauss and Robert Plant, which was fantastic. They even did Zeppelin stuff. It was great. I probably did a few shorts, last year on that. It's on my channel. And I did a few shorts today with Cheryl, Willie, and Bob. Bob was good. Vocally, he was great. The band is fantastic. That is really what I think. Thinking of Pink Floyd, right? That is really what I think. Which one is Pink? But anyway, Bob was great. Cheryl was great. Bob hid. I got a couple of photos of Bob sticking his head up. It's like getting a photo of the Loch Ness Monster or Sasquatch or Bigfoot. That's how rare it is to see Bob Dylan come on stage. I actually posted a photo that said Bob Dylan makes an appearance at his own show, because if you read about the latest this latest tour, Bob Dylan is almost in the shadows. He's wearing black. Sometimes he has a hoodie on. Really dumb. I don't know why he does that. He can't come out. The breath of fresh air was seeing Willie Nelson, because I've never seen him. A true legend, movie star, singer-songwriter, Country Hall of Fame across the board, millions of records, countless movies that he's been in or his music was definitely in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show my pretty good Willie Nelson collection. Being a rocker, I've got a good country collection as well, because there's a thin line. I like old country of the Hank Williams era, Lynn Anderson, Merle Haggard, Charlie Pride, the stuff from, and then I think it stopped for me around, Garth Brooks, I guess, kind of. And then it went more country rock. Today, the Eagles would have been country rock and would have been more country than country rock, if you know what I mean. So, but I'm going to read the set list off, and then I'm going to show my records. So I want to thank everybody again. Hope everyone's doing well. Like I said, enjoy these last sunny days, last warm days of summer, because fall is fast approaching. Cheers once again. If you haven't tried this, a little Jack with apple cider or apple juice really hits the spot. You could even heat it up for like a hot toddy. But anyway, Willie Nelson came out with a band. I don't have the band's names, but they were acoustic. You had a great harp player, you had an upright acoustic bass, you had a guitar player and a drummer, mostly playing like snares, soft snare with the soft brushes, and really good. Willie came out, sat right in front, walked out. 92 years old or 93 years old coming, but fantastic. Had the red bandana. So it started off with Living in the Promised Land, which was a video montage of the flag and children and parades, and it was just cool. Then he comes out with the Johnny Bush cover of Whiskey River, and Whiskey River is one of his top songs, so the crowd went crazy. Stay a Little Longer, which was a Bob Willis and the Texas Playboys tune. Now, if you don't know Bob Willis and the Texas Playboys, man, they are swing, country swing, and I have a few of their records, and they are audiophile. Probably one take, all live. Just tremendous. Stay a Little Longer, Bob Willis and his Texas Playboys. Still Is Still Moving to Me. Funny How Time Slips Away, Crazy in Nightlife, which was a medley, and that was the first time Bob did that during this tour. So that was a new song that he slipped into this tour. Bloody Mary Morning, I Never Cared for You, Working Man Blues, which is a Merle Haggard's tune, covering Merle Haggard, the great, and you see a Merle Haggard behind me. Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys. Willie didn't write that. Ed Bruce wrote that. I thought Willie wrote that, but Willie didn't write all his songs. But when he did sing his songs, like Elvis, or like any great song, Teddy Pendergrass or Luther Van, they own that song. You know, like Sinatra, they own it. And I think Willie owns Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys. Let them be lawyers and doctors and such. Then we have Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground, which was great. On the Road Again, which was one of his classics. Don't know if he wrote that. He probably did. You Were Always on My Mind, Gwen McCrae cover. Now, Elvis did that song. Of course, Willie did it before Elvis, but Elvis did that song. Good Hearted Woman, which was Waylon Jennings, and that's a great rocker. I don't know if they did that when they had the Highwaymen or the Outlaws, those albums, but I have the albums here. Help Me Make It Through the Night, Chris Christopherson. Chris just passed away either 2 years ago or last year. Moving On Over, which was Hank Williams with the Drifting Cowboys. Now, Moving On Over, I first heard that I remembered when I saw George Thorogood do it live at my college. And of course, the first George Thorogood album was just on Rounders Records, or Rounders. Just incredible sounding record. Still have it. Still in mint. Have a couple copies. Moving On Over. Great song. And Willie did that. I didn't even know Willie did that song, but he was great. Georgia on My Mind, Hoagie Carmichael, and Me and Bobby McGee, which was Chris' song. I think he did Funny, but that was Funny How Time Slips Away. I thought he did Crazy. Let me see, turn this over. He did Last Leaf, Tom Waits cover. You know, Tom Waits wrote Jersey Girl. Everyone thinks Springsteen wrote Jersey Girl, but it was Tom Waits. And if you listen to the Tom Waits cover on YouTube, Bruce didn't go too far from that tree. It's the same arrangement. Roll Me Up and Smoke Me When I Die, which is a Willie Nelson. Will the Circle Be Unbroken? I'll Fly Away, which was a band jam. Sheryl Crow came out with her group. Bob Dylan, of course, didn't come out. Bob Dylan's going to stay in his trailer and drink Bob Dylan bourbon, I guess. So cheers. Bob Dylan was great. We love Bob. And then he does the party's over. That's the big finale. So all in all, over an hour or so. Fantastic. Had to pat the crowd in the palm of his hands. Really worth it. His sons, Mackay and Lucas, did not show up. Last year, his sons actually did his set when Willie was ill. They're great musicians. His kids are great musicians. So that's just a set list. You can find it online if you want to get some more detail. But now let's get into some Willie. Here we have this one. This is Willie and Ray Price, San Antonio Rose. This is on Columbia. Bob Dylan was, Willie was probably in his 40s there. So here's another great one. Willie Nelson, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And on this, Willie does Mona Lisa, I'm Confessing That I Love You, Over the Rainbow, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So a lot of the American Songbook. But there you have it on Columbia Records. Here's a good one. I believe this might be an import or a TV thing, collector's edition, Willie Nelson. Nice painting of Willie. There's the rear. This has Shrink on it. This has the Ghost, Waiting Time, A New Way to Cry, No Tomorrow in Sight, Broken Promises, and same cover on the back. Here's a great one, which I know I played a lot of times. In a Row, She's Not For You, You Ought to Hear Me Cry, How Long Have You Been Here? And this is before his time, Willie Nelson. And it doesn't, I guess he's with, one of his early groups. This is on RCA Records. And you can see Willie with the famous bandana. I believe his guitar, I don't know the name of it, but I think his guitar has been with him for the 50 years or so, or more, 60 years or so that he was recording. It's his guitar. It's all beat up. It's gonna be it's a grail. It's just a treasure. He's an American treasure. He's a national treasure. Willie Nelson. Here's one of my favorites. Wanted the Outlaws, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Jesse Kohler, and Tamal Glasser. Now this is just great. My heroes have always been cowboys. Cold Hearted Woman, Willie and Waylon do that. Suspicious Minds is on here, but Waylon does that with Jesse. I think Jesse was his wife. Just, great stuff. You have, let me see, what does Me and Paul, Willie does Me and Paul, Yesterday's Wine. And here's the back. This is RCA. A great pickup. You can find these. Listen to these on eBay, on YouTube, not on eBay. You can buy them on eBay, but listen to them. This is a nice one. Willie and Chris. You can't get any better than this. And this is Songwriter, which was a film. So you see that. It's basically a soundtrack. Leslie Ann Warren, the great Sidney Pollack actually directed, or produced it rather. Willie and Chris, Songwriter. I'll just show you the Columbia label. No inner, just a white inner. But I just wanted to pay tribute to Willie. If you got a chance, go see Willie. He's still touring around the country, so he may be in your neck of the woods. But I'll go see him again if he's doing Outlaw Music Fest. Number 11, I'll be there. Not to see Dylan. I love to see Dylan, but to see Willie. Here's a great one from the soundtrack, Honeysuckle Rose. Great movie. Like I said, he's been acting in many movies. On the Road Again. Working Man Blues. Whiskey River. And there's other artists on here. Come Back to Texas. It's just great album, double album. You can pick Willie's albums up relatively inexpensive. There's so many made, so many sold. Here's a classic, of course. Willie and Jennings, A Whiter Shade of Pale, Do Woman, Do Right Man, Bridge Over Troubled Water, and Always on My Mind. So this is a great one. In the Shrink with the Hype. Here's Willie's greatest hits. And they deserve, I didn't even open up this gatefold. I think I might have one opened. Bear with me, I'm going to go down below here. This is the gatefold. Oh, let me see here. There you go. The great Willie Nelson. And this deserves a read off of the back here. Railroad Lady, Heartaches of a Fool, Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. He didn't do that live. Whiskey River, Good Hearted Woman, Georgia on My Mind, of course. Unbelievable. If You Got the Money, I've Got the Time. Look What Thoughts Will Do, Uncloudy Day. Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys. Probably one of the longest titles in country history. My heroes have always been cowboys. Help Me Make It Through the Night, Chris. Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground. That's his song that he did when I saw him. I Have to Be Crazy. Faded Love, On the Road Again. Heartbreak Hotel. He does Elvis. If You Could Touch Her at All. Till I Gain Control Again. Stay a Little Longer. And just amazing. And Booker T. Jones is on this record. Mastered by CBS. This was a digital disc computer digital. But this record sounds good. I love this record. Stardust, another songbook. This has Stardust, Georgia on My Mind, Unchained Melody, September Song. The famous Sinatra did that. September Song, Someone to Watch Over Me, so great. And he has on his Tom Petty type of hat. Willie Nelson and Family Live, a classic with his kids and family. Really great. You can see the great Willie Nelson there. The World of Willie Nelson collector's item. This is on RCA. This has Fire and Rain. I've seen that look on me. Wake Up When It's Over. I Gotta Get Drunk. This album contains the original recordings, previously released material. It's an RCA compilation, probably sold on television. Willie has a Christmas record, if you don't know that. Pretty Paper, just fantastic. He does Blue Christmas, White Christmas, Rudolph, Jingle Bells, Here Comes Santa Claus, Gene Autry. This is a compilation, but Willie's on here. Willie Nelson, Bobby Bare, Vernon Oxford, Johnny Russell, the Tennessee Pullybone, and Jerry Reed. This is Redneck Mothers, and Willie Nelson's on here. This is Willie Nelson with Wailing, Take It to the Limit. I guess that's the Eagles track, Take It to the Limit. They do that. Homeward Bound, Simon and Garfunkel, Old Friends, Why Do I Have to Choose, and classic. Willie and Leon, double album, man. This album rocks. Listen to it on YouTube if you don't want to go out and spend the money. Danny Boy, Don't Fence Me In, You Are My Sunshine, That Lucky Old Son, one for My Baby, and One More for the Road. Maria Muldaur is on here. Bonnie Wright is on here. Leon Russell, obviously, is on here. Just unbelievable. Willie, vocals and guitars, and Leon, vocals and keyboards. So this is a keeper. This is Heartbreak Hotel. And like I said, this is a really good Willie collection. Here we have another one, Willie with Roger Miller, the great late Roger Miller. And they kind of flip the poses here. Willie and Webb Price in the Jailhouse Now. Young Willie. Willie's beard is gray, but he's still young. I got this at Goodwill, when Goodwill was good. Here's a nice one. Half Nelson. These are all duets. Ray Charles, Merle Haggard, Julio Iglesias, George Jones, Mel Tillis, Hank Williams, Neil Young, Carlos Santana, Leon Russell, and others. This is great. Still in shrink. You can see the back. I'll let you read that. Willie Nelson, Shotgun Willie, Rearview Mirror. This is an early one on RCA. Probably his first. I guess he was on RCA. This is on Atlantic, rather. This is 1973 Atlantic. Whiskey River. So this was probably the debut of Whiskey River. So every time it says Whiskey River. So before I forget, thanks again. Hope everyone's great, having a great summer. Christmas is coming. Thanksgiving's coming. Stores have all the fall stuff in it. If you want to buy a bathing suit for that trip to the Bahamas, you might have to do that online. So that's basically it. Thanks again. This is Willie here. Again, we have his greatest hits. And I'll open the gatefold up again. There you have it. Great Willie. Here's the shirt. Nice little VW bus on it. It says on the bottom, number 11, Outlaw Fest number 11. And like I said, Bob, Sheryl Crow was great. There were two other acts that we didn't get there to see them. Place was sold out. Parking lot was full. People were tailgating. So great time. So just once again, thank you for all the subscriptions. Thanks for the likes. If you haven't subbed, please consider subbing, because we are LPs Are Us. We're not just rock. We're not just jazz. We're not just roll. We're also country. Cheers. Keep rocking. We'll see you soon. Ciao.